Welcome to the Workbench After Hours podcast. My name is Keith, and I'm your host. This is where we talk about the firearms community, shop talk, and everyday life experiences. Welcome back to episode 41, the Workbench After Hours podcast. Chris is back with me again this week.
Yep.
Hunter is not with us because of contract negotiations. Our lawyers wouldn't let him on the show until that's resolved. So, to be continued.
Better get that fixed.
I know, right? Just kidding. Baby issues.
Yep.
But yeah, so Chris, we got a new whiskey, Chiefs themed.
Yeah, it's the only reason I brought it was because it was Chiefs, and it's actually, ta-da, Crown Royal.
Yeah. We are not so sure how this is going to taste on the rocks, so we have a mixer on backup.
The whole reason I got it is just because it had the Chiefs little bag, and on the back it looks like a football. So
Nice.
But yeah, I got Crown Royal, Irish whiskey.
Is it Irish?
No, it's Canadian, I guess. Canadian whiskey.
I thought.
So the reason why it's Crown Royal, I guess, back in 1939, this is what they gave the King and Queen of England when they visited Canada. So I guess they barrel it in white oak barrels, so it's supposed to be exceptionally smooth.
We'll find out.
Yep.
I know this is on the cheaper end of what we've been trying.
Yep.
I know as a kid, my dad always had this at the house in their liquor area of the cabinet. And I remember being, I think, in high school and trying some. Hated it.
I think
But
the
I
only
didn't
reason
like
why we
whiskey.
bought it in college was for the little purple bags that it usually comes in.
Yep.
And that would be it.
Man, we bartended this wedding a couple weeks ago, and they had Crown Royal, but they also had Patron, and it came in these tins, like really nice tins and all these velvet cases. I'm like, man, I feel guilty just throwing these away. Like, does anybody need these for anything? Nope.
You should have kept them just to put like cleaning supplies in, like the guns or whatnot. Or
True. Should have. Well, there'll be more weddings with Patron, so we'll do that. So this is 40%, so 80 proof.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to let you go first.
Oh, great.
See how this fine deluxe tastes.
Smells like Crown Royal from college.
Nice. Yep. This is kind of one of the reasons I didn't like whiskey for a long time. Is these Canadian whiskeys? Oh.
Yep, and now you remember why.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see if this tastes better.
Yeah.
I know most people out there probably know what this tastes like, so
Yeah.
no need to explain it.
I think the reason why it's good, it does have a lot of vanilla flavor, I think.
Yeah, and
That's probably why we drink it so much with Coke. So
kind of like with Jack Daniels, the vanilla flavors go
Yep.
good with the vanilla flavors in the Coca-Cola.
Jack on the Rocks anymore is better than
Oh, hell yeah.
than that.
I don't even know. I have some more in there sparing
Yeah.
just to see if the ice helps, but I'm going to assume not.
That was good for the bag. That's the only reason.
I mean, maybe it'll be good on the rocks.
I don't know.
Let me try it. It's been sitting there for a minute. It's better. It's not that like feeling to where I got to cough. That burning
Yeah.
sensation. I don't know. I mean, if you're at a football game in the wintertime, tailgating,
Yeah, it'd be good.
taking a shot of that will warm you up real quick.
Yeah.
That's where that would be good for.
Yeah, that and usually probably just
I guess
on
I
the
should
rocks,
pass you the
on the
ice,
rocks or with
Oh,
Coke.
don't show that logo because we're a threat, remember?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Threat my butt.
Man, and if you guys are following anything in the news, Putin is threatening some
Yeah.
use of possible nukes. So go back to our episode on being prepared because you never know.
Yeah. I don't know. Canadian whiskey. Which one would you prefer, Irish or Canadian at this point?
Irish.
Really?
I know, well, especially because that Jameson Black Barrel
Yeah.
Irish whiskey. I know I can drink that on rocks and it's really good. I want to try just straight up Jameson. We haven't had that on a podcast yet. I want to try just straight up Jameson on the rocks, see how that is.
I got a bottle, but it's probably 7 years old.
Yeah.
So it's been aged a little bit.
I think they're pretty cheap at the liquor store, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, the only reason I really bought this Crown Royal bag was just so I can get the Kansas City Chiefs bag.
It's actually not as bad as I thought on the rocks. I mean, it's doable. I'm definitely getting a lot more vanilla flavor towards the back end of it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Do you want the Coke?
Probably. Yeah, might as well.
There you go.
So, I know, have you had their Crown Royal Peach? Have you had that?
I haven't had anything Crown Royal.
Oh, well, I know their peach is real good. Like, I could drink that probably straight on the rocks all day long. And then their apple, I know a couple people just put that in the freaking freezer, and it's like straight up Jolly Rancher apple whiskey.
I mean, it's not as bad on the rocks now.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to keep it on the rocks for a little bit. So I'm going to pour myself a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just to say I didn't need a mixer.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a while. I think the only reason why I drink that with Coke is that's what we always did.
You know what's funny? A lot of companies always like change their logos and stuff. I don't think this has changed much.
No, they said it says on the back it hasn't changed since 1939. So
because I know even Jack Daniels went through some periods of changing the bottle types and the logos, and they've been stuck with the one they're at for a while. But
yeah,
hey, even like Miller Lite, Bud Light, they've been changing their bottles and cans.
Yeah.
I mean, if I look back at bottles, cans, even when we were in college, they're a lot different now.
Oh, yeah.
And even when I was a kid looking at them, like, God, I remember those old logos. Kind of cool looking at that stuff.
Yeah. I like looking at all the older Jack Daniels ones. I think they're really cool.
Yep. They did have a bunch, like every one of the different time periods of their bottles and logos at the tour that we went to. And it's really cool to see.
Yeah. Some of them look like full-fledged decanters and everything. It was awesome.
I definitely agree with the square bottles.
Oh, yeah.
Because they tried to do the roundish bottles, and it
doesn't look like Jack Daniels.
No, that gives them the statement like, hey, this is Jack Daniels because of this bottle shape. It's awesome. Everybody else has rounded edges and stuff.
Yeah.
Got to stick out a little bit.
Yeah. Good old Jack.
So, what gun did you bring with us this week?
The gun I brought this week. Oh, this thing's heavy.
Switch camera angles to make it a little bit easier to see his gun.
Here's my custom AR-10 6.5 Creedmoor that we've talked about on here probably a couple times now.
And so this is a custom paint job that you did, right?
Yeah, I went and bought a bunch of flat matte colors, usually like your browns, tans, greens, and whatnot, and went crazy with it. So I started out with like a hunter green base, and then I wrapped twine around it, and then painted it tan over that, and then undid the twine, rewrapped it again, painted another color, and then I found a little stencil for the hexagonal everywhere, and just went crazy with it.
And for those that are trying to paint their own, what did you find out was a downside using twine?
Twine leaves little furs behind.
Yep.
Like I even YouTubed it, and some guy he made that option. He's like, hey, put twine around it, it'll be good. I should have just gone with like a really thick fishing line or a better rope, I would think. But
fishing line would have been a good idea because there is no fibers on that too.
But what I ended up having to do with some of those fibers that stuck to the paint, I think I might have done it too much. I just burned them. So kind of gives it more of a texture now on random parts of the gun.
So what base is this? Is this like an Aero Precision?
Pretty much it's pretty much all Aero Precision besides the grip, buttstock, barrel, muzzle brake, and the handguard. Everything else is Aero. I think we got their 2-stage trigger that you suggested I should get since I wanted this for long distance, and then we went with Aero Precision, bolt carrier group. I mean, pretty much the whole gun's that. The only thing that we splurged a little bit on was the barrel, and it's a Wilson Combat.
And that was my
One
trying to
suggestion.
convince him to do, because I'm like, if you want to use this for long distance, spend the money on the barrel, because that will go a long way. And he did. He went with the Wilson Combat barrel.
Yeah, it took a while because it was out of stock forever. And then finally you're like, hey, it's in. And I was like, all right, just get it.
Yeah. Luckily I'm a dealer, so I get a little bit of a discount, so that helped. But yeah, if you're going to be using it for something specific, spend the money or save. And what you did is you just bought everything as you could,
Yeah.
and then built it into what it is now. So you bought the lower from me first.
Yep.
So that way you had that. Then you ended up buying the upper, and then ended up buying parts as you found them or decided what you wanted or had the money for.
Yeah.
So that's the cool thing about AR-10s, AR-15s is you don't have to spend all the money right away. You can.
Yeah, I think it took about 2 years, I think, from start to finish. And really, it wasn't that bad. It didn't hurt the bank too much because you're buying it piece by piece.
All in, including this, I guess, excluding the scope and then including the scope. What do you think you've got in it?
I think I probably got close to $1,000, probably just the rifle itself. And then with the scope, probably scope's like $300-400, but I got a good deal on it. So,
and I know you got some discounts on some of the parts through
Yeah.
me. So, I would assume somebody would pay around a little over that to build it
yeah.
like that. So, but yeah, I mean, that's typically what I tell people when they want to build a custom, like even AR. I'm like, plan on spending about $1,000 for quality parts.
Yeah. I mean, every gun I've had, I've either, like most of my bolt carrier groups are all nickel boron, so they're upgraded. Triggers are upgraded. And then I usually like the ambidextrous safety and charging handles, so I always go with that. And then the barrels, I like crazy different barrels.
Oh, yeah.
So,
And you can always change out anything on this if you don't like it. Always swap out the bolt carrier group, change out the scope if you don't like it.
I don't think I'm ever change that scope.
The only problem is the hand guard, because you got it custom.
Yeah, that's one thing. I was thinking about repainting it, and I was like, man, that's going to suck because I got to tear it all the way back down to pretty much bare bones, nothing, and then spray the whole thing.
What charging handle is on there?
I don't remember.
'Cause that's an ambidextrous one with larger latches.
Yeah, I think I just bought that. I don't even remember which group band. I think it's just a cheap one that I bought. It just has a patent number. It doesn't even say who made it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I think I got that and the safety together at a deal. I don't remember where I got it though.
So what made you go with 6.5 Creedmoor over, say, 308?
I was doing, back when I was actually researching it, the 6.5 actually doesn't have as much drop, and I wanted this to have long distance and hunting capabilities. So I went with a 6.5 because I didn't want it to have crazy drop. Like the 308, I guess it has like a big arc and a big drop on that. That's the further you get out, and the 6.5's more straight and doesn't have that huge drop.
Yep. It's made for longer distance
Yeah.
shooting. So cool. And you could always change that to a 308. The only thing you really have to do is swap out the barrel.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
But I don't think we'll spend money on another Wilson Combat barrel. So
Well, I mean, it's cheaper than building a whole nother 308.
it is. At that point, might as well just buy another complete upper and just swap them out.
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah. And this kind of goes into our main topic that we want to talk about is customizing your AR-15s, your AR-10s, because that's what most people kind of tend to do now.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I'm like, I'll carry a stock, AR from, say, Smith & Wesson or Springfield, but people tend to just buy their own lower receivers and then go from there.
Yeah, like it's easy because there's so many companies out there, so much support. So
Yep. And so I was going to bring on one of mine. You'll see I'm kind of aero precision heavy on a lot of mine. I do like all their products, and they make it so easy, and they're generally in stock most of the time. Obviously being a dealer with them help, so I get a discount. But even before I was a dealer with my, had my FFL license, I was using Aero Precision parts because it's pretty cool. They come out with a custom Cerakote every month. So there's a limited run on it. And some of them, especially the 4th of July ones, are pretty cool.
Yeah, you got that one that I love, that 6.5 Creedmoor, the American flag. And
I had a lot of money in that gun because that custom Cerakote, costs more.
Yeah.
And then I did have a 22-inch Wilson Combat sniper barrel. And I forgot what it was. I think I had a nicer trigger and some other things that made it pretty pricey.
It was such a beautiful gun to look at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wish I could have kept that one. That, and one year they came out with a red.
That red anodized.
And they had to sell them at a discount because anodizing, especially reds, were really difficult. So there was a lot of blemishes, but man, it was freaking beautiful. Especially I built one in a black. Oh, I kicked myself for selling that thing, man. I sold it to a guy in Texas, damn it. But this is mine. This was actually one of my first builds I did was this one. So I built this before I got my FFL, and most of this is Aero Precision for the most part. So this is a flat dark earth. That's another pretty popular color, especially with Aero and some other guys. You got black, and then you get everything in flat dark earth.
Yep.
So two popular colors. I have a set right now in burnt bronze. That's really cool. So it's a little bit darker than this. So the lighting it's kind of hard to see in the lighting, but this is their older style handguard. So it's a little beefier than what they have out now. So a lot of the newer ones have like slimline. So I kind of like the beefier one. You get a better grip, but the slimmer ones are nicer, lighter weight, and just if you don't like having that big ass grip there. So yeah, it's pretty much Aero Precision 15-inch handguard, 16-inch barrel. I have a VG6. I can't remember what the muzzle brake is on here, but it is it's like one of their kind of competition ones. It's very loud from the signs. It's supposed to reduce a lot of the recoil. So with that, if you get it to reduce the recoil, you get a lot of flash.
Yeah.
And if you're standing on the side of me, you're going to feel that concussion. So when I shoot it indoors, I have this cage that goes over it to just turn it into a regular flash hider. And that helps get rid of that flash and the concussion off there, because shooting this thing indoors is not fun.
I still will never forget that time we were at the range. I don't remember. It was one of your ARs, and you didn't have the flash hider on it. And I was sitting there, like, getting ready to shoot, and all of a sudden I just saw a big green flame come over into my lane.
It was this one.
Yeah.
And that's why I got this cage on there to put it on there for shooting it indoors.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, what is that?
Yeah. So that is meant to, because you either have a flash hider or suppressor or a compensator, which basically gets rid of the recoil. But when doing that, you get more of the flash and everything. So the standard mil-spec ones that come on the A2 bird cage, that's kind of a nice in-between. Yeah. And, I mean, those are pretty cheap. But if you want it for specific things, like if you want to get on target real quick or anything, you definitely want to have the one the compensator one. So that's what I put on here just because I was messing around with it and realized I'm going to be shooting it indoors. It's nice to have this cage on. And then when we're outside, take that cage off, back to normal. But I think on this one, I have a fail 0 bolt carrier group. There's a lot of good comments on that and a lot of bad people comments. So people that have really good luck with them or really bad luck. I've had nothing but good luck with mine.
I've had bad luck with mine.
Yeah. So and they have this what's called a reliable in there, supposed to never break, but people have done torture tests where they break it. But it's like, for your everyday shooter, we're not going to run it that hard. So I do have 2 Sharps Rifle Company bolt carrier groups. I have one in the black nitride or whatever finish they have. It's kind of a different finish. And then the whatever this color is, the stainless steel. I forget what they call it, but Sharp, they're not really making those anymore. I think they
Yeah.
went out of business. So I got those kind of just tucked away in the safe, but I want to put that in here, just to see how that does compare to this. I'm sure it'll do just fine. Never heard anything bad about the Sharps rifle companies. They are more expensive than your normal bolt carrier groups, but again,
Yeah.
you kind of pay for what you get. And then let's see on here. I think this is either an arrow barrel or a Faxon or ballistic advantage, but they're all kind of
The same.
all arrow internals. The trigger on this though is the
ALG.
sister company to Geisley.
Yeah.
ALG Defense trigger. I forget the name of it. It's been so long, and these have been out of stock forever. Like I can't find them anymore. But they're it has a purple spring. They call it their purple spring, and it reduces it to a 3 pound ish, 2.5 to 3 pound trigger, which from the mil spec ones is definitely noticeable.
Yeah.
So, and then it's like got polished parts and everything supposed to make it run smoother. So I really love this trigger. It was like $70 and it comes with that spring. So you don't have to use that lighter spring. It comes with a regular one. But if I could find those, I'm a dealer with them. I just can't find them, or else I'd have them in stock. But yeah, if you want to upgrade your trigger on your AR, but don't want to spend a lot of money, keep an eye out, see if those ALG Defense triggers go on sale, because they're pretty good for that price. Yours was like, how much was that arrow one?
I think it was like 130, 140.
Okay.
And it's the 2-stage.
Yep.
So you got that little take up and then full break.
And the cool thing is, if we want to swap out triggers, they're super easy to do.
Yes, they are.
Yep. And I like the Magpul stuff. So I got a Magpul grip and buttstock here. And one thing that I tend to do, I guess two things I do with all my AR-15s, whether I build them or I buy the stock ones, is I put on this Magpul battery operated assist device. I just love that because if you've ever seen them or ever used them, you just has this lever that goes down and you can release the bolt from the trigger guard right here. So you don't even have to move your hand or anything. You just press it over and it releases that bolt. So if you're doing a mag exchange and bolts locked to the back, instead of having to take your hand off and reach over and find that little tab where the bolt release is, it's just right here. You just barely have to move your finger off the trigger or anything. Press that and it loads the next round. And then you just kind of press it in and up and it'll lock the bolt to the rear. So it just makes accessing that a lot easier, and without having to move around, you can do it all from that one spot. And then the other thing I like to do is change out the charging handles.
Yep.
I hate the standard AR-15 charging handle. It's so hard to grip or grab.
Yeah.
And I don't have big hands at all. So I don't see how anybody with big meaty fingers can do that, or if you're wearing gloves. So I always tend to go with the BCM ones. This is the large latch, and it's just the one that's on the left side. They do have an ambidextrous one.
Yeah, that's what I got on my standard AR-15.
Yep. I have one of those on my 300 Blackout, but I find myself not using it right-handed very often. It's always the left hand, so I'm like, well, save a little bit of money and just get that one. But the large latch is nice because it sticks out, and I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it's right here, so it sticks out nice. So you get a good grip on it. So any AR-15 that I get or build, I tend to put those on there just because I love those.
Yeah.
Those are my, I know I need to add these to an AR. So have you used the BAD? It's called the BAD lever.
I've got it on my AR-15s. We tried it on here, but it didn't fit right. So I think it's just a little bit bigger.
Yeah, because that bolt release is a little bit beefier on the AR-10s.
Yeah, so, but I tried it. I've got them on both my other AR-15s, though, and I love it.
Yep. Nice. Yep, and I think on here I just have a lightweight Aero Precision scope mount just to reduce a little bit of weight, because scopes do get a little heavy. So anywhere you can save weight is nice. And then I've had this scope forever. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on them, but this thing works great for what I do. It's just the Vortex Diamondback, 4-12 by 40, and just got the crosshairs. It's Yeah, just the crosshairs. But I mean, I love it. It gets the job done for what I need it for. I've had several vortexes.
Yeah.
Never had any issues with them. I got another one downstairs. I forgot what it is, but yeah, I love them.
Yep. That's what I run on this one.
Yep. A couple vortex scopes.
Yep.
So yeah, they're a good bang for your buck.
Yeah. Especially when you get 50% off.
Yeah. Yeah. Dang it.
Yeah. 'Cause mine's actually a Diamondback, but it's the tactical version.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's 6x24x50.
Oh, he's just showing off because his is bigger.
No. But
Way to brag, Chris. Just kidding.
no. I spent a lot of time looking at scopes for this build.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But you can see that, I mean, the cool thing about ARs, and that's why we call them adult Legos, is you can build it to you.
Yeah.
Obviously, I like the flat dark earth. Chris likes the custom paint jobs. He's got another AR that's kind of KU colors.
Yeah. That was my first build, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It was I did the whole lower. It was like a metallic blue, and I did red anodized parts. And if I couldn't get them, then I painted them red.
Nice.
But
yeah, it looks really cool. So, I mean, if you're looking into buying one or building one, if you know you're going to change out a bunch of stuff,
just build it.
just build it at that point. You know, I'm sure you probably know a buddy or a buddy knows a buddy that can help you build one. Since you can't find the information as easy on YouTube, they're pretty easy to put together. You don't necessarily need any specialty tools. It helps, but not needed. Hopefully someday we'll be able to show you how to do an AR build, but I don't know. I could do it on Rumble, but I don't think I can post a link on YouTube to my Rumble account.
You might put it down in your descriptions.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I might do a video on, because I have two of those burnt bronze builder sets. I want to build one because I basically have everything in inventory to build a complete rifle. So I think I'm going to build one, and I might record it just to put it over on Rumble and kind of advertise people to go over there and check it out. So yeah, but again, these things are two completely different looks.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously we're comparing an AR-15 to an AR-10, but, you know, if he had his KU one over here, kind of looks the same because that's all kind of arrow based as well. And it just looks cool. It's not, you don't have the same black rifle that everybody else has.
Yeah. Even my black and FDE is completely different from yours. So.
Yeah. And a lot of people like to go all flat dark earth, even with the grip and stock. I'm not a fan of that, but hey, some people are. You can Cerakote the barrels. I mean, it's unlimited what you can do with these things. It's so fun.
Yeah.
And the problem is then you get a part and then you want to try something else out. Then you're like, well, I have this extra part. Might as well build a rifle for it.
Yep.
What I have a lot of people say is, well, I have this extra part, so I might as well start buying, might as well just build another rifle.
That's pretty much what I did.
All right, I set that down because it was not wanting to stand up again. So yeah, ARs are fun, fully customizable, easier to shoot.
Yeah.
So if you don't like a lot of recoil, or if you're trying to say get your significant other into a gun, or even your kids into shooting, and they're scared about the big recoil, start them off on an AR-15, probably not a 6.5.
Yeah.
But an AR-15, because they're loud, unless you have a suppressor. Where, and if you're in a free state, that helps. But again, really, really no recoil.
Yeah.
There's reporters out there that make it seem like, oh, I broke my shoulder. I'm like, dude.
I mean, there's a little girl that is. She was like maybe 7 or 8. Mm-hmm. She's showing how to shoot it, and then she also took a 12 gauge out and shot it. It doesn't hurt me. It shouldn't hurt anybody.
Yeah. Those reporters are just being dramatic because there is really no recoil at all.
No.
The only downside is they're loud.
Yeah, that's about it. But really, outside, they're just as loud as any other gun.
Yep. That's why, for me, I like shooting suppressed. Because even if I put, I'll double up on my ear protection.
Yeah.
I'll put the inner ear stuff, and then I'll put the over the ears. And man, if I shoot for a long time, my ears get. It's weird. Like everything kind of goes at a weird. It goes out of tune. Like everything goes down like flat, and it's really annoying and really scary at the same time. Because I'll like listen to the radio and everything's like out of tune, or somebody will talk to me. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I hope this is not permanent. So that's why I like suppressors. I'm a big fan of suppressors. That helps protect your hearing. I wish that Hearing Protection Act would have gone somewhere.
Yeah, I know.
But
I would have bought one for the 6.5.
You should still buy one.
I probably eventually will, but I don't know. I really want one for the 6.5.
Yep.
Too many YouTube people I've watched with their 6.5 that are suppressed. I'm just like, oh, I want one.
You're definitely going to want a bipod.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
With that, or do some bench shooting, because that's going to be at another, I don't know, minimum of 6 inches to the end of that thing and some weight. So
it's already heavy.
Yep. Yeah, that one I had, the one I built with the 22-inch barrel, it was pretty heavy, and so I put a Harrison bipod on it, trying to decide which one to get. It all depends on if you're going to be, what position you're going to be shooting.
Yeah.
They make some that are really long or some that are shorter, so it's like, are you going to be on the ground?
Some that can swivel, and I already went down that rabbit hole.
Magpul makes them a little bit different.
I got ones that have like built-in grips, so if you're sitting there, you can hold on to them too. It's, oh man, you can blow money really quick on those.
Yeah. So again, vote this November, because Biden has said several times he wants to ban these, and if he gains both the House and Senate,
he probably will.
I don't want to have to pay $200 to register one of these.
Yeah.
Oh wait, they're gonna waive that. Never mind.
Yeah.
They're gonna waive that. Yeah. No.
They'll be knocking on your door.
But I mean, at least buy a lower.
Yeah.
And say, oh, I don't need another lower. I don't need one. That's a good investment. I mean,
you don't know.
Sell it down the road if you don't need it. I'm sure prices always go up. So I have a spare lower in my safe. I'm like, never know. I could want to build another rifle.
Yeah.
Personal safe, not just for the business, but yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about building one. I've been thinking about building another one, but I don't know.
Why not?
Because I thought about just converting my first one to what I want to build.
Yeah.
So many choices.
So many choices. So many. Yeah. It's kind of like, this is kind of like what I've been running into with the Harley, is that the Sportster, again, is so customizable. It's crazy. There's so many aftermarket parts. I can't make up my freaking mind. That's why I'm like, man, I'm just going to ride this thing bone stock for a while until I want to get a louder exhaust. But man, I don't want to do the stage 1 because that's a little pricey.
Yeah.
But I'm like, man, do I spend the $500 on just the muffler, slip-ons, and then later on down the road, I know I'm going to want the stage 1. So it's like, and then that's a waste of $500. I don't know. Maybe I do the muffler slip-ons that way. As I'm learning to ride, if anything happens, I'm not scratching up a brand new exhaust. It's just the mufflers.
Yeah.
Maybe do that. I don't know.
Or learn how to weld and make your own.
But then I got to buy welding equipment.
Oh, darn.
Yeah. Or all that money could go towards a stage 1 kit. Yeah.
Yeah. But then you say, these are hand built by you.
No.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm not a metal worker. Well, cool. What else we got? Huh? You had mentioned something you saw on Facebook regarding a revolver AR.
It was like it wasn't an AR, it was a rifle.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a Turkish rifle, and it looked like almost like it was a 41 caliber.
Or the 410?
Yeah, 410. And I was like, what the heck? And like, it was a revolver inside of a rifle. And I was like, man, I can see this becoming like the AR, the future for the ARs.
So the 410 is technically a shotgun round.
Yeah.
So
it was wicked. It was like all wood stock.
Did you find a picture? Because that was one of the posts went up on B-roll. You didn't find one, did you? Way to go, Chris.
I can get one. It's a Turkish company. I can't remember what they call it. There's like a Kurik revolver or something like that.
If we can find it, we'll throw it up on B-roll.
Yeah.
If not,
yeah, but I was like, whoa, that is sick looking. And I was like, I could see if they're going to start banning this stuff, people are going to start making like revolver rifles.
mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because any semi-automatic rifle,
Yeah.
most of them would be illegal under that
Yeah.
bill. So, got to find other ways to.
And I could so see someone building an AR like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, that'd be sick.
It's funny. I was watching a video today that just showed up on my YouTube, and it was of. Oh, I forgot. It's one of the pro Second Amendment congressmen versus, I think, is it Massey that is anti? It's talking to the one that's like super anti-gun and bringing up the, kind of what we discussed in that 1808 episode where you're banning all these civilian style rifles that were never used in war. These versions were never used in war. But on your exemption list, actual rifles that were used in war
Are not on there.
are not on there. And he was trying to like make the point, and I don't think they got it. He's like, look how small the 223 is versus the, with the M1 Garand.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a huge difference. And the M1 Garand was used to actually kill people.
In
Probably, I don't know, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in war. The semi-automatic AR-15 has not been used in war, has not killed any military personnel in war.
Yeah.
The M16, M4 versions, yes.
Yeah.
But we can't own those. Well, we can. It's just expensive and a lot of paperwork.
Yeah.
And ammo's expensive too. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. And it's like, we're making this point to them, but we're also probably kicking ourselves because they're gonna be like, oh, well, maybe this should be on the
ban list.
So we're kind of like screwing ourselves at the same time.
It's like those, I don't know. Sometimes I keep getting those little shorts of them. Like, I don't know who they're in debate with. And it's usually someone they're like, well, do you got an engineering degree? No. So how do you know about this? And they just start drilling them. So you're telling me you have no degree, no education on this, but yet you have your opinion. You think your opinion's right.
Nice.
Yeah, it's crazy. I also saw or heard something on the radio today about this guy ordered a roll of mesh for like your screen doors or windows or whatnot. And he got his package in thinking it was this roll of mesh, and it was actually a shotgun on Amazon.
What a lucky guy.
That's what I said. And then, of course, this dude threw a hissy fit because he was anti-gun.
Of course.
And so Amazon redeemed his money, took the gun, gave him like a gift card too, and they're trying to get to the bottom of it. And I was just like, I guess they did some research and they found like the part number that guy ordered was actually for a shotgun, but someone was labeling it as mesh. So it was like kind of a way to sell guns through the internet somehow.
Nice. Did it like get shipped directly to his house?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely not legal.
Yeah.
But I mean, if that happened to me, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm gonna order some more of those.
Yeah. How much did I spend on this? Okay.
Yeah. No wonder why that screen was like $250.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, what shotgun was it? It was $250.
I don't know.
Probably nothing good.
No, but still a free gun pretty much.
Well, he's paid $250, so it's technically not free.
Yeah, but
So instead of getting the screening, you got a gun.
I'll take the gun.
Yeah, me too. But then it's like,
I'll go to
shit.
Home Depot and get the screen. Any idiot can figure that out.
Yeah. Sell the gun to somebody.
It was like what, Wish a couple years ago they got caught for something similar, except it was more like trafficking
Really?
of people. Yeah,
Nice.
they're like, oh, like this part number was for like a wood cabinet, but it was like for a wife, like a international wife. They were selling people.
Nice. I know on Facebook, you used to actually be able to buy and sell guns on Facebook not that long ago. And they quickly shut those pages down.
Oh yeah,
But then people would create groups that would kind of. So one group was in there selling books.
Oh yeah.
So you'd post a picture of like, say you were selling an empty Glock case. You show the Glock case, but then you'd be like, this. I forgot how you describe the model, but it'd be like this book. It's like 21 chapters long, so that'd be like a Glock 21.
Yeah.
And it's got 500 pages, so it's $500 for a Glock 21, and that worked for a while, but then quickly.
Yeah,
Those groups were getting shut down, and there were other ways people were kind of doing something similar.
Yeah, I saw one with like it had just like a gun case, like a shotgun case that you can buy it pretty much anywhere. And it was like a 3-hole puncher is what they called it. And I was like, hey, that's pretty nice. And it said it was $200.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if there's a way and a will, they'll figure it out.
I mean, I could put a AR up there and call it a hole puncher because it will punch hole in targets.
Yeah.
Paper target. So
yeah.
But yeah, it used to be so much better doing it because that was like, people would do it private party, but a lot of people did want to transfer through a dealer just to be safe, and you can find some cool stuff on there. Like,
oh, I know.
Now, like my business has been so slow because even with Arms List, it used to be free to use for people, but they're charging you a fee to use it as like just an individual. And it's like, man, I used to get so much business from Arms List, but ever since they started charging people, I'm not selling next to anything on there, and I don't have a website set up to sell stuff. And man, and then the gun shows have been super slow.
Yeah.
I don't like this past probably 3 or 4 I've done have been dead. Like it's in Topeka, which isn't the best city around, but you know, I mean, there's people in there, but not as many people as there used to be. So freaking everybody's buying everything online. It sucks.
Yeah, I don't know.
But people are like, oh man, this is the best price I've seen on this, and then they don't buy it. What are you doing? Sure, you can find it online for probably the same price, maybe a little bit cheaper, but then you got to factor in shipping, and then you do have to pay the transfer fee, and then you got to wait for it.
Yeah.
Or you could just walk away with it now.
They don't think that way.
Yeah, this last one, I sold 2 guns, and they were ones I'm selling on consignment. So I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's no business cash flow really, and sold some parts, but like, man, to drive back and forth, to set up, take down, and then go there the day of.
Yeah.
I'm like, this isn't worth it. It's like, man.
Yeah. I don't know.
Freaking
internet. I wonder if everyone just panic bought. That's almost to the point.
Yeah, panic bought and inflation causing prices on everything else to go up.
Yeah.
That's less spending money for everybody to spend on, you know, cool stuff.
Yeah.
So.
And then COVID hit. Probably panic bought then too.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of panic buying 2020, 2021. So that's why like lowers were really popular back then.
Yeah.
Now
Not
I
so
got a
much.
bunch of lowers, and I mean they sell, but slowly.
Yeah.
Not like they used to. Like I could hardly keep them in stock, and now I got a bunch in stock.
I remember I couldn't even find a lower a while back.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy how things change.
Yep.
But like Glocks, like I used to sell those like crazy. I can't sell one to save my life right now.
That's surprising.
Yeah. But now you got everybody making pretty good guns now.
Yeah.
So like I said, I've changed my carry gun from a Glock 43 to the Hellcat Pro. So I've swapped, but
Yeah.
still I have I think I have a few Springfields that aren't selling either. But I can't find a freaking 1911. I want to get some, like at this point I would take the Garrison.
Yeah.
And my suppliers don't have them in stock. I'm like, man, I just want to get another 1911, both to use on, do some videos on, but also to just shoot and enjoy, but can't find them right now.
We were watching at like lunchtime. We get to watch like the old like auction house. I don't remember. It's in Atlanta, and they had 3 guns on there, and the last one was a 1911. And the guys in the shop were like, it'll be like $500. Like, no, that's a 1911. That thing's gonna be at least $1,000. It ended up selling for like $2,200 because it was a John Wayne commemorative edition. So I had John Wayne engravings on it, and Oh man, it was beautiful.
My grandpa would have liked that.
Yeah.
Huge John Wayne fan.
It was like a whole John Wayne gun collection. It had like a Stagecoach shotgun, and then it had a cowboy gun. And every one of them had some type of engraving, John Wayne's signature.
Nice.
It was,
Hey, if you like John Wayne.
yeah.
I don't like John Wayne enough.
I don't like it enough, but that 1911 I liked.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, man.
It's another highly customizable gun. You
Yep.
can spend $400 on a 1911, or you can spend
$5-6 grand.
you like the collector
Easy.
will spend
Yeah.
tens of thousands on that. So I watched a video today on. I don't watch a lot of demolition ranch videos, but I saw one today where he did an MTV crib style tour of his vault.
Yeah.
But then he also included like some more of his like range and compound area.
Yeah.
Did you watch that?
I haven't watched it, but I've watched him build the house, the vault, and then like watched them build his shop and his little shooting area.
I had no idea he had that shop.
Yeah.
And it was on our mic. Man,
Yeah.
must be nice. Like, that's all paid through his business too.
Oh, I know that. He owns like 3 or 4 businesses because he's a veterinarian. He's part of a vet clinic. He's got Bunker Branding and then Demolition Ranch. And then he did Off the Ranch when he bought that house abandoned and then pretty much demoed it. And yeah.
Yeah. Well, just the amount of guns that he's got in this vault's ridiculous. And then he's got all these cars that he's doing stuff with that he does for the YouTube videos. And it's like, man,
He's making some money.
must be nice.
He's making some money.
And that just the land that he's on, like just having that shop, do whatever you want to do. And then you got this gun range down here. And man.
And then his house that he built. Oh, man. His old house. I loved his old house that he had. It was like a ranch style farmhouse. It had a pool. He had a huge like garage barn that he did a lot of car work and stuff in. And I was just like, I'd love to have that too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need the one up on the top of the hill. Give me that.
Well, you should buy some land, Chris.
Eventually I will.
Play around with it. Do some cool YouTube stuff.
Yeah. Gun range.
I know. Man, I've been so slacking on the YouTube videos right now just because, one, we're busy with the weddings, and I'm into kind of the motorcycle stuff right now. So, like, any free time is like, I kind of want to go out and ride. So plus my allergies have been kicking my butt. I'm like, man.
Yeah, this last week's been hell.
It's been tough. So I'm like, I'm behind on the Shotgun Studio channel, and I'm also behind, like, we're obviously doing the podcast, so we're keeping that up. That's pretty easy. But, like, doing any videos outside of that, gun related, it's been like, man, trying to get the motivation. It's like after work during the week, it's like I'm tired.
Go home and sleep.
And then our weekends have been nonstop, go, go, go. And then it's only going to get worse because we've actually had to hire a bunch of people, Jacob being one of them, for this bartending gig for the weddings, because fall weddings are really popular. So got a lot coming up. I got the Learn to Ride course this weekend. So that's Friday night from 6 to 10. And then I got to be there at 6:45 in the morning until about 5 o'clock at night, Saturday, Sunday. So that's an entire weekend gone.
You better have a lot of coffee those days.
Yeah. And it's going to be like Saturday and Sundays all day on the bike.
Yeah.
That's going to be exhausting.
At least it's not hot like it was at the beginning of this week.
Yeah. It's going to be 85 on.
Yeah. Better than 100.
Yeah, it is. Sunday's going to be nicer, but it's like, man, those are going to be some long days. Yeah. I don't even get up that early for work.
I'm already up and at work that time.
No, not me. So that's going to be a rude awakening.
Yeah.
But at least it's for something fun. But then every weekend after that, we got weddings, and they're generally Friday, Saturday, Sundays. It's like working one per weekend's tough enough versus doing because we're there for probably 9 hours almost. And by the time you get home, you're exhausted. And it's like, man, so we've had to hire Jacob. We hired the neighbor and some other people to just take these
weekends.
Some of these spots we're not doing 3 weddings back to back in the same weekend. So yeah, maybe the winter time when there's they're trying to do weddings in the winter, but probably not. Right now there's none scheduled, but then we'll be able to do some gun stuff.
Yeah, everything's ramping up.
Yeah,
school, work, kids.
I know. Like I I need to get some YouTube videos out, but
Yeah.
trying to find the time, it's kind of hard. Did a couple on the bike. Might do some more. But yeah. I need to do a review on the microphone you're using. I need to do one on, I don't think I've done one on this one that I'm using, but who needs to do a review on it? Everybody knows what the Shure SM7B is.
Oh, yeah.
Got a couple more back there, but just trying to find the time to do it. Because then shooting the videos probably take about an hour because I make a lot of mistakes. But then editing is like several hours.
Yeah.
So yeah. And that's just that channel.
Well, maybe you should just wake up earlier and do it. Wake up at like 6, bust out a video, and edit it, and then go to work.
My work is right here. So I just have to move from this desk to that desk.
Oh, well.
Yeah. No, I like myself. I don't sleep very well.
Neither do I.
So getting up in the morning is tough anyway, let alone at 6.
I'm up at 6 every day.
You have kids. I don't.
That's even without kids. I'm up at 6.
You were also in the military.
Yeah, I could wake up anytime.
Nice.
Unless you're really hungover. Then it's really hard.
Yep.
Or you don't hear your alarm.
Yep.
Okay, that only happened once.
We got anything else this week?
Not that I can think of.
No, there wasn't anything crazy gun-wise in the news that I saw. Anything that hasn't been talked about already.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, good. Still waiting to hear on the pistol brace
Yeah.
thing that's up in the air. We'll see what happens with that. I don't think they voted on the 1808 in the Senate yet.
I don't think they're going to do that. I think I heard something like either the end of the year or right at the beginning of next year.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So they're waiting to see what happens.
They're doing that on purpose.
They're waiting to see what happens.
Yeah. So
please go vote.
Yeah. Check out that video where we go over that, because there's a lot of stuff, like we said multiple times, that it's not going to just affect these ARs or
it's
AKs.
affecting everything.
It's a lot.
It's more of
stuff.
a magazine restriction
Mm-hmm.
and guns that can take more.
Max is outside the door crying. He's probably picking up on the microphones.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was a gate there. I don't know what they're doing. But, well, cool. I'm going to see if I can do this outro. Because I don't know. It's been a while. But, yeah, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit that subscribe and like button if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening on whatever audio platform, hit that download button. That helps. We actually hit over 500 downloads now.
Wow.
And you can listen to something without downloading it.
Yeah.
So people that have actually downloaded it for the audio only platform. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Not a huge number, but actually kind of bigger than
Yeah.
that. So keep doing it. Well, I definitely want to try to do one every week, at least for a year. And then if we can keep going, just keep going. So
Yep.
I'm sure after the first of the year, there's gonna be more to talk about gun law wise. So yeah, keep following us. Let us know if there's anything you guys want to hear in particular or whatever. We do have a guest coming on October 5th from Right to Bear Arms. So that'll be a cool one coming up.
Nice.
Yes. Hopefully Hunter's contract will be fixed by then. I want to give him so much crap.
Yep.
So much crap. But, well, Chris, take us out.
Have a good one.
It's not even fun anymore. I should bail and run through the door, but something's holding me